Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. Welcome to another edition of the Rico Report, brought to you by BF. Let's go. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming through and hanging out with me and a special guest. You guys love to hate him, but have a tremendous respect for him. That's my guy, Kevin Girard. That's my guy, man. We've got a lot of things to talk about, man, because in my opinion, although I want us to have absolutely no mercy versus the Miami Dolphins, Tua has been looking pretty damn good. Tua, although most people want to say, man, he's some garbage, he's some this. Listen, man, he's put together a couple games now where he's been making better decisions for his team. It's just a matter of, you know what I'm saying, getting these guys getting healthy. On the other hand, there's some trade rumors happening around the Miami Dolphins, and I need Kevin to speak on it. So without further ado, let me introduce and let me bring on my guy, Kevin Girard. Kevin, what's happening, my man?
Not much, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Listen, hold on. Let me fix, because I need everybody to get a close-up on how handsome you are. Let me move my banners here. There we are. I need people to see how handsome you are. You feel me? What's going on? Everything's good, boss?
Yeah, everything's good. Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you just fine. You know what's not good? Your fantasy team.
Which one? Oh, in your league. I'm on a 2-game winning streak. I think I'm 3-4.
Are you 3-4?
Yeah.
Are we in the same division?
And I lost, just like you, I lost a game by less than a point. Remember, what's his name? It was like a Monday night game, and someone caught a deep pass. It was Henry Ruggs when caught a deep pass. And
that did you over?
And it was Matt Burton beat me by less than a point because he caught a 40-yard ball with at the end of the game.
We haven't had the greatest luck. Kevin is 3-4. I'm 3-1. I originally lost the game, but there was some technicalities that they gave me a tie. That tie has now it's got me on a 2-game win streak, I think, and I'm actually playing Matt this weekend, so it should be good. Kevin, man, I miss you, man. How's everything? Everything's good.
Everything's good. Well,
have you made a decision yet to move on out here yet?
No, not yet, buddy.
Not yet. Okay.
It's not gonna be for a bit. Lady's got to finish her program.
Yeah, she's got to finish the program. Plus, you just moved to a new country, so you gotta at least establish yourself there.
Yeah, got to get our passports and stuff.
Yeah, in Quebec. I got you, fam. So, Kevin, we got a lot of things to discuss, man, with your Miami Dolphins, because you guys are dealing with some injuries. Jerome Baker, Noah Igbenogany. I think I said it right. He's nursing a knee injury. Devontae Parker still an issue, hamstring, so he might miss a game, maybe, but he's questionable, they're saying. Greg Mance, I'm not sure who your center is. I don't know if he's your backup center or if he's just starting, but he's hurt.
Third string center.
Oh, good Lord. So, but your main player, and this is who I want to get right into, your main dog that's been, I think, getting unfairly scrutinized. And I want your thoughts on this. Tua Tagovailoa. Did I say that? Did I say that properly? I hope I did.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Close enough. Yeah.
I feel like they've been giving him a hard time. Can you share some light on this, please?
He's played really well the last 2 games, and those 2 games were against the Jaguars and the Falcons. So it's quite probable why we played well. Last week, it's a really weird narrative, eh? The national media is always like, "Oh, Tua's shaky again." I watched. It was 2 weeks ago. He was like 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, like 300 and some yards. 75% completion, and they were like, "Tua's shaky in his return." And then the last week, Peter King's like, shaky again. Last week was like 80% completion, like 293 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, because he makes these like jaw-dropping stupid plays, right? At least once a game, he makes some sort of play where you're just like, why? What are you doing? But I mean, the dude had 4 touchdowns. what people seem to forget is he's had I think that was his 12th start. Officially 13, but I'm not counting the 7 plays before his ribs got caved in against you guys. You know what I mean?
Poor guy.
He's got another game played, which was literally the last series of a game last year against the Jets, where he just came in and threw a 2-yard pass and then kneeled. So like I'm throwing that out. So like he's basically started 12 games. His numbers are ridiculously better than anyone would think. Hey, I'm not saying they're that great, but I'm saying like everyone's like he's garbage, and it's like, well, is he? Like I don't know, man. Like he had 110 quarterback rating last week, and they literally were like, it's not good. And I was like, I don't know what this dude's got to do.
But
like,
why are they scrutinizing him that badly? I don't understand why.
It's baffling to me too, because regardless of whether you think he's like a good player or not, right? Regardless if you think he's garbage or whatever, he's by all accounts like a very genuinely nice guy. Like it's not like he's a dick. It's not like he's a showboat. It's not like he's a whiner. Like he just goes out there and he gets crushed or crippled or does whatever he does. And like they hate him. Like it's insane. I think it's all because of Herbert, right?
Okay.
Like Tua's numbers
get into.
Like, why? Yeah, like Tua's playing much better, like in every conceivable way than Mac Jones. But Mac Jones is a media darling. They're like, oh, he's the quarterback of the future. You know what I mean? Which maybe he will be. I'm not shitting on Mac Jones.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, and last year was all Tua does is dink and dunk. What do you think Mac Jones is doing?
He's got the
lowest. Yeah. And again, whatever. He's a rookie, so I'm not trying to come down on him. But it's such a weird narrative, and I think it's because Herbert like came out of the gate and he's like a superstar, right?
Yeah.
We picked the wrong guy. We know. But just because he's not Herbert doesn't mean he can't be like decent, Like, I don't know, man. It's really weird. I don't understand how you have an 80% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, like a 2-1, a quarterback rating of 110, and Peter King's saying another shaky outing. How shaky do you like? It's his like 12th start. Like I don't get it.
Let's look at the numbers. Like I mean, here the last 2 games, he's sitting at he went 33 for 47, 329 yards, threw an interception, a bozo interception, I might add, 2 touchdown passes, and he also ran for another 22 yards. That's modest, man, and decent. Actually, more than decent against Jacksonville. And then he goes 32 for 40. Frick's sake, 291 yards, 2 interceptions, 4 touchdown passes, and they still want to get on this guy. Now,
there's a stat that the 2 interceptions were the only 2 passes he threw that game that didn't hit the receiver in the hands. The other incompletions were all drops. So the only 2 that didn't hit a receiver, those were the only 2 balls all game. Yep. Again, he's not a superstar, but it's so strange that you would any other rookie, if Justin Fields went out and had that exact same game, we'd be hearing, his arrival. He's coming. See, look, he's the king. When Tua has it, they're not even like, they're like shaky. I don't get it, man.
I don't get it either. Now, I need you to answer for this because you were adamant. You did not want anything to do with Justin Herbert. Yeah. Don't even look his way, Miami. Get the Shore guy. That is Tua. And are you ready to? I mean, I think you're a reasonable guy.
I wanted, if you remember, I wanted Burrow, but Burrow wasn't going to happen.
Yes, we knew that.
Yeah. But no, I was wrong. Yeah. Wasn't good. I thought Herbert was Ryan Tannehill. I watched him in college, and he's got like, the mobility of Tannehill, but kind of no side to side, the stiffness. He has kind of a good arm, but he's just like in college. Like I always remember this. I think he was playing Auburn. He was like throwing a Hail Mary and he threw the ball like 20 yards out of the back of the end zone. I was just like, he just seemed like he couldn't grasp complicated schemes or anything.
Right.
So I was not right. I definitely, in hindsight, I had erred, but yeah.
Listen, it happens. It happens to the best of us because I didn't want Josh Allen on the squad, and I was looking for Josh Rosen, bring him onto my team. And goodness, did we make the right decision? And that's why I do not get paid to construct a freaking roster. Although I wouldn't be too bad, but the most key position, I would have woofed on that one. Golly, could you imagine if we had Josh Rosen on the Bills? But hey, maybe it would have been good for him on the Bills. But nonetheless, he's not there. Now, let's get into this preview of this game. All right. Listen, where's the advantage for Miami? That's what I want to get right into it. If you guys are going to win this game, where's the advantage for you guys? What is it?
The advantage.
I'm trying to give you guys a bone where there's a way that the Miami
we're really good at covering kickoffs. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Now
you got to give me some more of that.
Yeah, that's about it. So,
wow, so you have no confidence.
So our defensive line is playing well.
Okay.
But it's weird. It's maddening because like they play really well, and then they have like a complete gaff. You know what I mean? Like like against the Bills in the game one, was it second carry of the game? Singletary goes for 46 yards and a touchdown.
Nuts.
Like and basically untouched. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then the rest of the game, the rest of the game, they didn't really do much running the ball. It was like 3.3 yards a carry or something. But they keep having those like glaring errors where they'll play well, and then all of a sudden they do something. And you're just like, what are you doing? Like a complete blown coverage or something. Yeah. But the defensive line's playing well, especially the tackles. Christian Wilkins is having his best season. So I know that your, soft spot on offense is your interior, your guards, right?
Correct.
So Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, who didn't play against you guys last game, he came back. He's playing pretty well. Zach Sealer's playing really well. Emmanuel Ogba's playing well. And actually Jalen Phillips is doing really he's got a really high pass rush win rate. But the coaches, I don't know what the hell they're doing. He played 18 snaps last game. It's just baffling. The whole thing, fire them all.
Who's playing ahead of him?
Andrew Van Ginkel.
Mm-hmm. Over the rookie, what were you guys like? 18th pick, 15th pick?
Yes. I think it was 18th, yeah.
18th pick. And you're gonna put Van Ginkel in front of him. Is Jalen Phillips is he still just getting his legs underneath him? Is he just not doing it?
There's a couple games where he's out there and they're actually picked him as the guy to double team. He had a couple of games where he had a sack that the referees inexplicably called face mask on him when he didn't even make contact with the guy's helmet.
Yeah.
And then he had another sack the next game, and then he had another sack the next game. So it should have been a 3-game sack streak. But, man, I don't know, man. His usage is up and down. Some days he plays like 65% of the snaps, and then the other time he comes out and plays 18. I don't get it.
So I need to ask you this question. Your receiving core.
Yeah.
No Will Fuller. Devontae Parker's out. Preston Williams.
You mean for this game?
Yes, this game coming.
Parker might play.
Let's just say Parker does play. Who's he throwing the ball to? Parker, Gesicki,
Jalen Waddle.
Love Jalen Waddle, by the way. I have him on my fantasy team. He's doing very well.
Miles Gaskin's a good receiving running back, but that's about it. I mean, you got Preston Williams, Albert Wilson are the next two up, probably.
Albert Wilson. You're not a fan of Albert Wilson, though.
I don't know, man. He's that guy that, like, at the beginning in training camp, he was tearing it up. He was uncoverable. You know what I mean? And we have a pretty good secondary. Couldn't cover him. I don't think he's done a single positive thing yet this year. Every time he touches the ball, it would have been better if we had just put a pylon out on the field.
Okay. Speaking of pylon, Coach Flores. What's up with this dude, man? I want to like Coach Flores. I thought he was the best thing for you guys. He had you guys playing hard when you had no business winning any games. What, a couple years, like last year, a couple years back?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. 5-11 or some bullshit.
Yeah. 2 years ago, they were the worst team in the history of the league.
Right.
Remember? Steve Young was on Monday Night Football saying it was morally reprehensible what they're doing. They're getting you start Waddle.
You start Waddle right off the bat. I had to click that. Waddle is the start.
Yeah, that's not even a question. You start Waddle.
Agreed.
Because Beasley may have a good game, but you've got like 7. Well, you got 6 guys that could have a good game, right? Diggs could have a big game. Sanders could have a big game. It helps a bit with Knox being out that Beasley might get a few more middle of the field targets. But like Miami is only throwing to Waddle. And if it's a PPR, you take Waddle because he's going to catch a minimum of 7-8 passes. Now they may go for 30 yards, but you're going to get 7 points on those receptions.
By the way, I got to give you a shout out on your backdrop. I love that you're doing the NFL Network bookcase in the background. Love it. I love it. I'm just waiting for like a helmet or an award just put up there. Pop Warner back, nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my lady stuff.
Yeah, I got it. I love it. Back to Flores though. Flores was visibly pissed off against the Atlanta game. That game was the actually most entertaining game all week, first and foremost. And y'all had no business losing that game. I can't believe you guys lost that game. I was actually rooting for you guys. I was like, man, I hope Miami does this thing because I wanted Tua to actually do well because I think he gets poorly scrutinized online, and just your defense just let you guys down, man. Like, what the hell happened against the Atlanta Falcons, for crying out loud?
I don't know, man. And like you said, like 2 years ago, no expectations.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be the worst roster in the history. They might not even win a game, and then they won 5 of their last 8. Including they went into New England and beat New England in New England in a game New England had to win. And then, well, I'd put a poster back there, but I'm not sure if it's going to last more than a week. So I'm taking the hit for back coaching. See, that's the thing. It's so weird, right? So then year 2, people picked Vegas had Miami winning 6 to 7 games.
Before you keep going, Bada Bing. Listen, he's not wrong in a way because it tends to trend that way if your coaching is doing you wrong, because now you get a new regime, and new regime's like, you know what? I never really liked Tua coming out of college, and then this guy coached him. I want Tua gone. So which is going to prompt us into another topic soon. But this coaching situation.
Yes, just to wrap it up real quick, it's like, I don't know, man. So the first year they played with a lot of heart, played a lot of fire. He built this like culture, everyone was kind of buying in. Next year, they're supposed to win 6 games and they win 10, and they kind of come out of nowhere and almost win the playoffs. Like almost any other year, 10 wins get in the playoffs, like, and everyone was sky high on Flores because for 2 years, he overachieved with what he had.
He did.
And then this year, every single personnel decision, regardless of whether it was his staff or players, has failed. Like at an unbelievably, almost 100%. Every single decision they made this, and it's ironic because everyone's the blabbles on, they wasted all those high draft picks. No, this year's draft looks stellar. Like it looks really, really good. Phillips looks like he's going to be a really good player. Eichenberg's already starting. He's okay.
He's okay.
Right. I mean, he's a rookie that got thrown in, and keep in mind, Miami's changed his position 3 times now already. Yep. And then Holland's already starting, and Holland looks like he's Javon Holland. He looks like Canadian boy too. He looks like he's going to be really good.
I hate the fact that Holland took a terrible, terrible angle on that sideline past the freaking for Pitts. For frick's sake, man.
Yeah, he makes a couple of bad, but like he looks like he's going to be good. So this draft, but the 2020 draft is the shit, right? Yep. And that's what's going to ultimately probably get Chris Grier fired. But anyways, it's tough because you see how bad Flores has been this year, like bad. And I want him fired. Your gut reaction is to get rid of him, right?
Really? You actually want to get rid of him?
Because you're so disappointed, right? This is easily the most disappointing season I've ever had as a fan of the Miami Dolphins. Normally, you're either I had the early 2000s, we were a really good team, right? We were always winning 11, 12, 10 games. Some of those were disappointing when we couldn't make the Super Bowl. That's back when we had like Taylor and Zach Thomas and Madison.
The good old days.
Yeah, right? So those were disappointing because you wanted to win and you didn't. Ricky Williams, And then you had the years where you were garbage. And then you had the Tannehill years where we were always like 7-9, 8-8.
Yeah.
And you just knew what to expect. But after last year, and it was the youngest team in the NFL last year, and won 10 games, they bring in Will Fuller. That was a bad move. They bring in, they have this, the 2 first-round picks. They have all, and it was the guys I wanted. Remember, I liked Waddle, and I liked.
Yep.
I wanted.
You're excited. You're good. You felt
I
good.
liked Waddle, and I liked Jalen Phillips and everything. So it was all this optimism, and they've shit the bed.
Is it Flores' fault?
He didn't help.
Or is it Greer? That's just is it the blame on Greer or both of them? Both of y'all gotta go.
It's both of them, because what they did is one of the reasons I think they're struggling so badly this year is they have zero experience. They went, hey, we've got this really young team. When they started the season, 5 of their top 6 offensive linemen, 4 starters, and obviously the rookie Eichenberg, had started less than 16 games. None of them had had played 16 starts in the NFL at all, except for the bum Jesse Davis, who's the guy that got to his ribs caved in. He's garbage. The other 5 guys, though, and then they put a first-year offensive line coach. So you've got a first-year offensive line coach. You've got everyone on the offensive line is young. Like, they needed to go out and get at least one veteran, like the Chargers did with Lindsley. Get that guy, to settle the team down. They did the same thing in the secondary, right? Like, you're going to put in Javon Holland, you want to put in Nick Needham, you want to put in Big Benogany. Like, you still have like Jones and Howard and that, but like they got rid of Bobby McCain. So it was just like, I think it's too many new, like, I get it from a paper perspective. Oh, we're going to get younger and these guys are talented. At least that's what you hope. But when you have no one, they got rid of Van Noy because apparently Van Noy and Flo didn't get along.
I don't get that part.
I don't get that either. We're dying without that.
This Flores, man, he makes some weird decisions, man, and I'm just I'm not with it. I'm not with it.
I know. I don't
get
it.
Good for the Bills.
Yeah.
But I'm not with it.
I like, get rid of them now. Get rid of him, and then you don't want to get rid of him and keep Greer. Get rid of them both. Bring a new team.
How do you feel about? Sorry, I want to get in this before I forget it. How do you feel about in-season moves?
There's no point. Sorry, keep them. You got to keep them.
Keep them all the way through. Okay.
What's the point, right? You're not going to hire anyone good now. So, because anyone good, like, future Miami coach Brian Dable, he's not going to leave mid-season, right? So, like, there's no point. Just, like, ride it out. When I say get rid of them, I mean after the year.
Okay.
But like weeks, what are we? Week 18 now. It sounds weird saying that. Well, at the end of week 18, sweep them out. You know what I mean? Bring someone new in.
Okay. They have to make a decision. You have an elite quarterback in Houston, just marinating, sitting on the sideline, collecting his checks. There's an opportunity for the Miami Dolphins to bring in Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
As a fan, are you like, bring him here? I need him. He would change this franchise. Or are you like, too much of a headache? I'd rather just stick with Tua. Tua, it will develop into a good quarterback. I'm good. Or are you like, yo, give me Watson now. Let's go. Although you're not gonna have him for the remainder of the season. They might suspend him for the rest of the season, or they might suspend him for X. I have no idea. But what are your thoughts for bringing in a Deshaun Watson as a Dolphins fan?
From what I've read, if they did bring him in, he wouldn't be suspended this season. The suspensions would come after the conclusion of the trial things. Man, okay. It's just so much, right?
Get into it,
so much to unpack. So basically, if man, there's a contingent of Miami. There's a contingent of Miami fans that call him the booty predator. So like,
it's you saying the booty predator is killing for me.
Yeah, like if it was just football, there's no question. There's no question you trade for him in my mind. You can whine Bills fans. Oh, they're gonna give up. A bunch of Bills fans are in my mentions. Like, oh, you're gonna give up so many draft picks. Well, you just told me Chris Greer can't draft anyway, so what does it matter? You know? And at the end of the day, would you guys trade 3 first-round picks for Josh Allen? Yeah.
Every last Bills fans would say
Yeah.
absolutely.
So from a football perspective, there's no question I would make that deal because Tua may turn out to be a really good player. He may. Who knows? We don't know enough now. Look at Josh Allen now through then. I know he doesn't have the physical tools. I'm just using that as an example because you guys are Bills fans. But,
Yep.
Who knows? Aaron Rodgers wasn't expected to be much coming out. He dropped in the draft and that sort of thing. Anyways, so maybe he becomes really good, right? But Deshaun Watson's a top 5 quarterback.
For
and
sure.
He's 25.
Yep.
It's not like you're going for Aaron Rodgers at the end of the year when he's like 1 year away from hosting Jeopardy or even Russell Wilson, like getting up there kind of thing. I still love him. But, this is a 25-year-old quarterback that's in his prime that, keep in mind, if they trade him, Houston has to pay all the guaranteed money on that contract. So his cap hit is significantly smaller if he comes to Miami. Now you've got a top 5 quarterback that you're paying like $27 million as opposed to $40-50 million, like half price. That's huge, right? So from a pure football perspective, you do this deal all day. Keep in mind, Miami's got an extra first-round pick from the 49ers. So their 3 first-round picks are going to be for 2 years.
So what's stopping them from making this freaking deal?
Is
it the legalities,
or
is
they're
giving up too
much?
You
imagine pulling the trade, and then the grand jury comes back and says, "Well, we're going to indict him," and then you just gave up all those picks, right?
Right.
Now there's some discussion.
I want them back. I want my picks back.
Yeah, there is some discussion of putting contingencies. It's so weird, but putting contingencies in the deal, pick protection, where if he does get indicted or he does face jail time, they would basically get picks back, and the cost would end up being something like, a second-round pick or something like that.
What a messy and tricky situation.
Crazy, right? So, and the reason a lot of this is being held up is because, from what I've read, is Deshaun Watson is insisting, like they wanted to settle, and he's saying, no, I want all of this out in the open. I want the facts presented, which is either a crazy move or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on the legal thing, but
I get it. But I get what you're saying, because
it's a huge PR risk too.
Right? They do this all the time to these to young. I listen to a lot of hip hop and stuff, and these guys get into trouble, or anybody in legal troubles, and they shout it to the mountaintops that they're innocent, and they like, man, but this is what's presented against you. It doesn't look good. Take the plea. Take that 6 months or probation or whatever. Yeah. And sometimes it's about their name. You're not about to steal my name.
I think, just like a guess, I think this dude's got a bunch of texts and stuff where some of them, I'm not saying all of them, have agreed to do stuff for money, because he's the one that's insisting on getting more of this evidence aired public. So I don't understand, but whatever. In any sense, it's tough. I don't know how you make the deal right now with all the uncertainty.
It is
that
tough.
You could trade for him, and then, because if you trade for him, you have to trade Tua, right? You can't keep Tua on the team.
It's too tough.
So you're going to have to trade him, and then Watson goes to jail, and then you got nothing, right? So,
man, and they asked Tua, do you feel like you're getting love? Or, I'm paraphrasing here. Are they showing?
I know the exact quote. Yeah.
What was the exact quote?
They said, "Do you feel wanted?" And he said, "Well, I don't feel not wanted." Yeah.
So I thought that was a weird response, but that's a weird question. Like, how are you going to ask me a stupid question like that? Come on.
Yeah.
Do you feel wanted on the team? Fuck off, man.
And I've never seen anything like this, right? Because this has been hovering over Miami since like February.
Yeah.
February. So if you don't think this contributed to the disaster of this season, that's insane. You've got a quarterback that started like 9 games last year. He's the 5th overall pick. Again, guys, I know you guys hate on him. Put it aside for a minute. 5th overall pick, 9 games played. And you're bringing him in, and the whole off season, he's hearing Miami's going to trade for Watson. Yeah. Miami's going to trade for Watson. So he knows his team's not all in on him.
Yeah.
Like, he knows it, He knows he could be gone at any moment, and now it's heating up. I think he's making some of these stupid plays, like, too, because he must feel the pressure. Like, even the quarterback coach is like, yeah, we had to alter our routine. I'm trying to get him to watch a bit more film just to keep his mind off all this stuff. So
that's gotta suck, man.
In pure Miami fashion, imagine this trade doesn't go through. So now you missed on the deal. He ends up in Carolina or something, whatever, pick a team.
Yeah.
You missed out on Watson. You're the only team whose rumors have been torn the team apart for like months and months and months.
Yep.
And now you've got a quarterback where you got to turn around and be like, hey, no, we still love you. That relationship is destroyed. It's shattered. He has zero trust. He's just playing for his next team right now.
What I feel like there's someone, this very situation happened to someone where their name was being thrown out there often, and then finally got traded, and it just was a bad look. I mean, I can't think of the player's name per se, but there was a situation that way, and it just was ugly this whole time, and then the person got traded. But anyway, now let's switch gears a little bit. You've been watching the Bills now. You always tell me, I watch every Bills game. I don't miss one, blah, 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 blah. So you saw us go up against the Kansas City Chiefs and wax them, right? And we played pretty well. Their defense not very good, but they still have an elite quarterback, a healthy elite receiver. I don't call him elite. A very good receiver in Tyreek, an elite tight end in Travis Kelce. So they had everybody on offense. It's just they just couldn't do it. I mean, we had a good game plan for them. So we beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we go up against the Tennessee Titans. I want your thoughts on the Tennessee Titans game, us losing to them on the way we lost, and now coming into the bye week and going against Miami. Are you worried, number one? And what were your thoughts on that Titans game?
If I'm a Bills fan, I'm not worried. The Titans always beat you. See, like, it's just your thing, right? Some teams just don't play well against others. Hey, like Miami against Buffalo. Like, I granted you're a much better team, but even when you're not, we still always lose, right? Yeah. It's just the Titans just seem to have a thing against you, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like, who cares? You're a better team than the Titans. You're the best team probably. You're the best team in the NFL right now.
You think so?
Yes, you should be the number one team in the NFL.
After the Kansas, Arizona lost to Green Bay.
I wouldn't matter. I don't care. To me, Arizona is a paper tiger, anyways.
Oh,
I thought they were going to lose to Green Bay. Yeah, you guys are the best team in the NFL. You're not going to go undefeated. No team goes undefeated except for the Miami Dolphins. So you're not going to do that. You're going to lose one or two along the way. Right. And you lost them to two good teams. Like, Tennessee's a good team. I don't think they're an elite team. And I was shocked that, with their secondary decimated by injuries, but
I don't understand it either.
But yeah, like, who cares? It's just a fluke.
Tyreek is Tyreek elite? I don't think he's elite.
Tyreek, he's borderline. Like, look up his numbers last year, man. I think he's. And keep in mind, too, he's one of those guys that it's like tripping. It's not just his production, but what he does to the defenses, right? Yeah, I mean, he doesn't affect you guys as much anyways, because you guys always have your deep safety, right? You play that, you have that deep safety, which lets White go up and play more aggressive because he knows he's constantly got safety help behind him and stuff. Like, it's a good scheme, right?
Oh my goodness. Like, he's top 5?
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's top 5?
He's top 10 for sure. You could maybe argue for 5.
Maybe I am tripping because I don't see him as a top 5 receiver. He's good. He's solid. Like, he's very good. Elite? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like when people say, like, I'm reading a comment about how he's a one-trick pony because, no, man. Did you not watch your playoff game last year? He wasn't running just bombs against you guys then. Like, he forces you to play deep and come up. And in the first game against the Chiefs, they used that to run against you for it was like 200 yards or something. You know what I mean? Like, they ran, right? Because you guys were real deep. You wanted them to catch short passes and to come up and tackle because you guys are a really good tackling team. Poyer's a great tackler. Hyde's a great tackler. White's a great tackler. Even Wallace isn't a bad tackler, and Johnson's a great tackler. So I don't know, man. He affects the way defense
Top 10, not top 5. Like
well,
I'm looking at the
Adams. Adams is the best. Hopkins.
You got Diggs, Hopkins.
Adams.
Some could say Justin Jefferson is a better receiver than Kelsey. Some
DK Metcalf, maybe.
I would take Tyreek over DK personally. But anyway, that's a whole different discussion. I see some people are like, yo, he's top 5. I was like, huh, really? Interesting. Yeah. Honestly, man, I'm not, and it's not even hate. I was just not thinking that he was a top 5 receiver. I mean, I'd probably take Calvin Ridley. That's borderline. I'm
good. Calvin Ridley's good. I'm pushing. Calvin Ridley's underrated, but
very underrated.
Yeah, but he's good. But yeah, I know. But so I wouldn't take too much in that loss. You'll come out here, and God, you guys are pricks. Remember how we're
pricks.
The whole fan base. They were like, remember the last time they were playing Miami? What's wrong with the team? We only won 35-0. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Like, I remember the group chat. I'd be like, I was like, man, I long for the day when I can have a bad 35-0 win. Like,
right? No, I hear you.
Yeah. And I'm just joking. I love you, but you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we only won 35-0.
Guys, you fucking assholes. But I will say this: people
remember Bobby screaming at the Texans game because I wasn't watching the Texans game live. Right, I was watching my game.
Yeah.
And I see my phone, and Bobby's like, oh, they suck, and we're going to get crushed next week if we play like this. And then it was like 6,000-0. I think they had like 4 yards or something the whole game.
But
I was like, man.
I was one of them and saying, I mean, although we did win 35-0, and the score sounds amazing when I say it, but Josh Allen didn't have his best game. So I think we were looking for him.
That was his worst game against Miami, yeah.
Right.
And Miami just kept turning the ball over. And then the other thing is, remember, Parker beat White again and dropped the touchdown right in his hands. Albert Wilson, remember, he fumbled on like he dropped a walk-in touchdown. And then the next play, they threw the ball to Jakeem Grant. And they just, because he's like a child, they just slapped the ball out of his hands at the 3-yard line or something. Fumble, recovered. And we kept going for it on 4th down. It was just. We fumbled the punt. Remember, Jalen Waddle fumbled the punt. Jesus Christ!
You just remember everything, don't you?
Yeah, that was the peak of my disappointment. Like I was thinking we'd lose, but secretly in my heart of hearts, I was like, maybe we can make it close.
Well, no, you said the score was gonna be like 43 to like you knew it was gonna be a blowout.
Yeah,
you just didn't know you guys were gonna score.
Yeah. Well,
there's no way you thought it was going to be close. You were like, you guys are going to kill us. It's going to be done.
Oh, yeah. It was bad.
Is it going to be the same way this game?
Oh, it's going to be worse. Well, better for you guys. Worse for me this game.
You think so? I actually think you guys will play
I think the team is folded. I think they've given up. Do you know how many games? You know how many games Miami's played? Sorry. Do you know how many snaps Miami's played so far with their starting wide receiver core?
No.
0. And really? It's 0. Hasn't been a single snap this year where Fuller, Parker, and Waddle were on the field. But yeah, it's going to be a beat down. So Parker will probably he's in trade rumors right now. Who knows? So maybe he'll be.
So is Xavier Howard.
Yeah. Well,
if Xavier Howard gets traded, I actually want Xavier Howard to stay with Miami. I cannot see Xavier. I do not want to see Xavier Howard go to the Chiefs because the Chiefs trade for anybody. They'll try to take anybody anytime for no reason.
The Chiefs would give up a first for him.
Absolutely.
Because it's really a second. They're going to pick 30 or something. So
that is true too. It's a late round pick. I can't, and I do not want to see Xavier Howard go to
Ravens.
Oh my god,
the Ravens. So my thing is that
we have 3 teams that you hate the most. You know, you already know mine. Who are your teams that you hate? Ravens is one of them.
You mean like outside of the AFC?
Outside of the AFCs. Forget about
Dallas.
AFC. Dallas number 1.
Yep. Dallas number 1. I hate them. I hate Dallas. I hate the Ravens. And then probably 49ers, maybe. Fuck, I hate
49ers, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Chiefs have now entered the realm of teams that I do not like. No love for it.
I like watching the Chiefs.
I don't.
I like that Travis Kelce, man. Yeah. And I love watching Chris Jones. He didn't play against you guys. That was a big one.
I don't know if it would have been. I don't want to say I don't know.
Well, I saw that playoff game. It sure matters.
Yeah, no, I trust me.
I thought he was the most important player in the Chiefs game against you guys in the playoffs. He was in the backfield all game.
No, he was.
Yeah.
The reason I say I don't think he would have been a factor was because I heard they were talking about how he's lost a lot of weight, got to kind of get conditioned, but and him with the weight loss, they've moved him on the edge and not in the inside. So I don't know if he would have had the same effect on us in this game, but shoot, he was a menace. He was an absolute problem. So there's a few things that are probably going to be to your advantage, if you will. Somebody just mentioned a receiver on your team that I think if you get him involved can be very good. Lynn Bowden Jr. I don't know where I saw somebody read that.
He's out. He's out for the year.
Oh, is he out for the year? That's too bad.
Lynn, just look up Miami Dolphins wide receiver and or just go to the injury report. So Fuller has played like one game. Parker's been hurt for the last 3. No, man. I like this guy because I always see him in the Facebook stuff. Yeah.
Ismail Monero.
He's a good lad, but this is a bad list because there's zero chance. This is a little bit of Buffalo hatred creeping in because there's no way I'm taking Brandon Cooks over Tyreek Hill.
Oh, hold on. What is he says? Diggs, D-Hop, Chase. He's putting Jamar Chase up there. Okay, Jamar Chase, Adams, Cooks. No, not Cooks. Cooper Kupp, McLaurin. I like McLaurin. I don't know if I could put him above Tyreek. Yeah, not yet. But he's freaking amazing. He's great.
He's good. I have him in keeper.
I don't know about Metcalf. I'm not sure about Metcalf yet. Are all better than Hill. I don't know about that. Hill is just fast. His route running is okay, but his speed. He's better than that. Y'all got to give him a little more.
Ismail is my guy in the offseason. He loves big, huge Trey White day. Makes just like every excuse in the book for Trey White. He's a good guy.
We got a question for you, though, big guy. Ask Kevin if he knows a Finns fan named TD. He's talking about TD Finns. Do you know who TD Finns is? You ever watch his channel?
No, you told me about him, but I'm more like
he's a big. For
me, it's more podcasts. Like I'm really into the podcasts.
Oh, you do podcasts,
that sort of stuff, right?
I got it.
Yes.
If you do try to get onto to YouTube and stuff, there's this guy named TD Finns. Good dude. I'm in a group chat with him with a few other content creators for the Jets and so on and so forth. And boy, he is funny. He's funny because he gave up on Tua after that Buffalo game. He says, "I'm done with Tua. I'm done." Just like a whole lot of Bills fans, right?
After the Bills game? Oh, you mean it's week 17?
No,
this year.
Yes, this year, the first game.
He played 7 snaps. And he played 7 snaps and he got hit.
He wasn't good at the beginning.
3 times. What?
He wasn't good. But anyway, I'm done with Tua.
Yeah.
All right. Tua comes back. Tua has 2 decent games. No, we'll say good games. 2 good games. And I guess there was.
I'm going to stop you right there. You guys were like championing that 220-yard game of Josh Allen against the Cowboys for like 2 years as his signature win. If he had come out and thrown for 300 yards, 110 quarterback rating, 4 touchdowns and 2 picks, and it wasn't against the Miami Dolphins, you guys would have been shouting it from the rooftops the first 2 years. First 2 years. Come on. And now you're like, he had an okay game.
And listen, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it a buck. Now hear me out. So Tua, there was a string of plays that happened where I think the Miami Dolphins take the ball. I think it was Xavier Howard got a pick, and the very next play, Tua gives the ball up, and so meanwhile, TD is watching this game and he's live streaming, and he's like, "Yes, okay, Tua." He stands up. He's like, "All right, Tua, let's go," and he pauses. That's when the interception happened. And he walked off screen. He was done. Anyway, I digress. But if you do have a chance to just jump on online, definitely check out my man TD. He's doing a good job, and I've known him for a few years now. Good cat. So back onto this Bills game. By the way, Dan Hansen says, "Yo, I love Kev, man. I love giving him shit though." Kev, they hate to love you, man, but they love you at the same time, man.
It's been easier this year. Last year, the Bills fans, when Miami was 10-6, they were always like, this year, like there's some pity now, right?
Yeah, because you guys were frauds last year.
Like
soft 10-6.
Oh,
real 10-6.
Like, how many years did you guys have to defend that soft schedule? You can only play who's in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so here's the thing. We have a pretty big matchup. Well, I mean, it's a big matchup for us, and you're gonna be like, what do you mean a big matchup? We're 1-6. Rico, what are you talking about? We're 1-6. I'm aware, Kevin. I'm aware where you are. Sometimes I have to look down to see if you guys are still alive down there at 1-6. I gotta look down and see. Okay, yeah, they're still alive. Okay. You know what I'm saying? At 1-6, I get it. However, this is a big game for the Bills because New England's 3-4. So if you guys, for some reason, turn this into some kind of trap game.
Who is New England beating? The Jets?
I don't fucking know.
The Texans.
Who cares?
And who else? They beat the Jets and the Texans. I can't remember who maybe the Jags?
Didn't they beat a decent team? Maybe.
I don't think they did. They lost to us. That's our only win.
Right. Hold on. I'll tell you. So they lost to the Dolphins 17-16.
Yeah.
And they beat the Jets. They lost to the Saints. They lost to the Bucks. They beat the Texans.
Yeah.
And then they beat the Jets. So they didn't really.
So who's the other one? Jets, Texans, and who?
Jets, Texans, and Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jags. Yeah. They're off. They're not a good team. Mac Jones
when I'm looking at who they beat, I'm like,
yeah. And Mac Jones
the Chargers. They have a string of some decent teams they're playing. They're playing the Chargers, Panthers, Browns, the next 3 games. So those aren't cakewalks. The Chargers definitely a cakewalk. Panthers definitely not a cakewalk. And the Browns, I mean, if what's his face comes back, it'll be interesting. Now, this game coming up, we are coming off of a bye, and I feel like this is the game I say, but this is a game that when you come off a bye, you're not trying to come off flat, because if you don't know, I'm going to remind you, the Bills are 4-0 after a bye week under Sean McDermott.
That's the reason they're going to win.
Okay, but here's the thing. I can't just have a victory of 17-16, which we haven't even scored less than 30 points yet this year, I don't think. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't think we
scored less than 30 against the Steelers.
I think that was the only game, right? That we scored less than 30 points. But anyway,
backpedal quick on that one.
Sometimes you got to just make sure if that's accurate or not. But that being said, though, I feel that we need to come out and absolutely thrash you guys. We need to come out and establish, okay, the bye week worked. We go 5-0, but we don't just we dominate you guys like we've dominated the rest of the teams that we played, minus the Titans, right? And I feel that's what we need to do. No mercy against the Dolphins. I don't care if they're 1-6. Bury them to 1-7. We just can't have that happen and come out flat. 2 weeks is not playing now. There are some key players that are not going to be playing. Can't believe I'm about to say this, but Dawson Knox being out. Yeah, you would have never heard me say that last year. Dawson Knox being out. We've got Tommy Sweeney coming in, right?
Oh, man.
Not that Tommy Sweeney is a scrub, because I like Tommy Sweeney. Our right tackle, Spencer Brown, is out.
You got to stop. You want to compare injuries? You got to stop. The whole Dolphins.
Key injuries.
You got a rookie and a tight end who's your 5th option. Yeah, let's see if you can. Wait a minute. Is this a bit? Is this for the show? Am I ruining the bit? Like, come on now. Like Dawson Knox. Like,
hold on now. Dawson Knox has been a big.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Dawson Knox has been a pretty big. I'm surprised to even say it.
No one covers him.
Part of this offense. Are you kidding me?
His big long touchdown is the one where the guy fell down. Like he's playing well, but no one goes into the game saying we gotta stop Knox.
But they weren't doing that. They are now.
No, they aren't.
They are now. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No defensive coordinator is. Should we worry about Diggs? No, Knox. And it's not knocking him. Like he's played better. He's catching the ball. And I'm not saying he's a bad player.
Vast improvement.
On the list of threats, Dawson Knox is down here. You know what I mean? Like if I'm like, no one roots for an injury, but if I had to pick one guy that's not like a skill position player that's not playing, I'm picking Diggs. Then I'm picking Sanders. Then I'm picking Beasley. Then I'm picking probably Zach Moss. Then I'm picking
Cap. Stop it. You're capping.
Come on.
Listen, there's a reason I brought up Dawson Knox, and I'm saying it again. I wasn't anticipating on bringing him up, but he's been actually a pretty decent part of why this offense is working, because teams are now having to pay attention to Dawson Knox. Right now, furthermore, I'm going to go down to our O-line. Our O-line is suspect. I think the whole league knows it. And now our right tackle is probably doubtful. So now we've got to shift the line. Guess who has to potentially come back in the game? You heard me right. Cody Ford might have to come back in the game. Man.
Cody Ford would probably be my best lineman. You know, he'd be my second best lineman. If we traded for Cody Ford tomorrow, he'd be the second best lineman on the team.
Well, guess what? Cody Ford's not on your team; he's on my team, and that's the freaking liability.
You guys, like, this is how spoiled you are.
Oh, stop it!
Everyone knows our offensive line is suspect. I watch every game. Allen has all day to throw
because of his athletic ability. Are you kidding me? No.
You have some lapses. Newsflash. Every offensive line in the league has some lapses. Mm-hmm. You do have a couple weak matchups that you have from time to time. I can't tell you in one single game, Josh Allen has more 5-second reps to throw than Miami's had in 3 years. He stands there and he's like, who am I going to throw to? Then he waddles out, to the right. And then he throws a crazy cross-body throw that they're like, oh, no one else can complete that, which is true. But you know what I mean? He's got all day to throw. You and I will watch the game on Sunday, and we'll keep count of how many plays Josh Allen has in excess of
I have an answer
4 seconds to throw.
Buddy saying true. Hold on a second. I'll tell you why he has time, okay? They know he's going – if you let him break pocket – it's over with. So although there's a pass rush coming, but there isn't because they're trying to hold contained. They don't want him to bust out. So yes, he's got time. When you have the threat to take it outside, you don't have a guy crashing in too much, because you crash in, it's a wrap for you. So that's why he's got time, because it's
just so I'm clear. I said he has all day to throw, and your counter argument is that he has all day to throw.
Listen to me. The reason he does is because he's got the ability to go. It's not because our O-line is that great. It's because they're not coming.
Morse is a really good player. Dawkins is a really good player. Spencer Brown, last year, what's his name? The right tackle from Carolina. Darrell Williams. He was really good last year.
Okay.
This is not a new thing. Spencer Brown's come in and played pretty well last year. Like you're whining about one guy,
Listen, you didn't say it. You didn't mention anything about our left guard. Didn't hear you say that.
He has all day to throw.
Man.
You get I'm telling you, there's a couple of plays where Cody Ford misses up his assignment. If they flood they mug up some linebackers and they come up the B gap. Sometimes they get through. Yeah, I see it. But and you're right. Part of this is because people have to contain Allen.
You have to. So that means you can't really give the pass rush. So that's why he's got the time. If he was an immobile piece of crap like Matt Barkley, get his ass. Trust me, we wouldn't have the time that you think that we have.
Fact remains, he has all day to throw. So it doesn't matter. So if that's what you're worried about, you just talked yourself. You just explained to me why it's irrelevant and how he's going to have all day to throw. So you guys are so
No.
spoiled that your
Oh,
biggest
no.
weakness on the team is that you
I
don't
hate
have
when you say
5
we're
all
spoiled. Are
pros.
you kidding me?
You don't have
We're
5
not
all
spoiled.
pros on the O-line. It's like, we got a problem. We only have 3 very good players on the offensive line.
Let me tell you something.
And, you know, a rookie that looks very promising. What are we going to do with 4 really good O-linemen?
You weren't expected to do anything this year. You weren't expected to do anything this year. We were. And if you're expected to go to the Super Bowl, we can't have the line play that we've been having.
We were expected to win at least 10 games and go to the playoffs.
This year?
Yes, that's what everyone was saying. Everyone.
Oh, my gosh.
You
didn't believe that?
I thought we were going to win 10.
Really?
Well, there's an 8 extra game.
Shame on you, first of all.
Instead of 10-6, I thought it's 10-7. Well, and we've lost 3 games this year as on a kick as time expires.
Right. I will say this.
So we're like poor as opposed to the worst.
I root for you guys to not have a horrible season. I root to make it a very competitive AFC East, but you're turning us into the New England Patriots of old. Like I want it to be. I want
you're the fan base in the AFC East. Like so, you guys, and keep in mind, I'm well aware that I've won nothing. We're garbage for so many years that the only example your young fans have on what how to act when you're a good team is the New England fans. And now you guys, and they were like the bully in high school that no one rooted. And you guys watched it for 20 years, and now you're really good. And instead of taking a classy high road right away, it's like, you guys suck. You know, it's like, when's the last time you won a playoff game? You didn't win a playoff game for 27 years. Your playoff streak's at 1 right now. You know what I mean? Like, and
Bills fans are not like that.
Miami won a game. Like, you couldn't make that joke 10 months ago, you know? Like,
I will let me say this though. Yo, you got people cracking up in this bitch. Yo, real talk though. Listen, by the way, do me a favor. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, this is my man, Girard. He is I swear he's a Bills fan at heart. I swear. And I feel like you still have love for the Bills. I think you do. I don't think you'll ever hate the Bills. I don't think it's gonna get that way. And even if we do become the bully of the East, I think you'll still have a little bit of love for us because you know where we came from of being bullied for 20 plus years. I mean, you as well. You got bullied a little bit too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You were the only team that could stand up to the bully.
Yeah,
that
we
is for
beat
sure.
Him every year. Yeah. Even Tom Brady was on Monday Night Football. He did an interview there. He said the hardest teams he ever played against was the Miami Dolphins in the early 2000s.
Facts.
Well, they had a really good defense.
Yep.
If only they had someone other than Jay Fiedler.
Oh, God. Yeah, you guys had some doozies, man. John DeMarchi, my guy, John DeMarchi says perspective. Hold on a second here. Got to sneeze. Nope. He goes perspective. Last 16 games, New York Jets are 3-13 and have been outscored 309 points, an average of 20 per game over that span. Yeah, the Jets have been pretty bad, man. The Jets, I mean, what did they have? Like a 3-year span that they were decent before that?
Yeah, they had those, the Rex Ryan years where they made an NFC championship or AFC championship.
Right. In the Rex Ryan years, I think they made like 1 or 2, but they haven't really been that great since. But
thank God, I hate the Jets. Of all the teams in our division, I hate the Jets the most.
I'm with you.
It was like you hated them.
Yep.
But you were just like beaten for so like, and we always split every year. So, but like they win the division every year. And then remember the Super Bowl we watched together?
Yeah.
When against the Falcons, when they were down really big.
Yeah.
And I forget who it was. I think it was someone caught a ball, and we looked at each other, and I was like, "They're gonna win." Like we just knew it because we suffered that beating forever. You know, like for 20 years. We knew Brady was going to come back and win. And it's hard to muster up like the emotion anymore when it's happened so often for most of our lives. So you're just kind of like, but yeah, the Jets, I hate the Jets. I hate Rex Ryan. Yeah. I didn't like, go ahead.
How bad do you feel like this team is going to trash you guys this weekend? Is it gonna be a thrashing, or is it actually gonna be fair? Like it's gonna be a tough play.
Well, the main the biggest factor in that is going to be is if Buffalo can get up so big really early and then just play mercy ball and run for the second half. That's my best chance of like limiting. I'd like to see a Mitch Trubisky appearance, like that's the only chance we've got to keep it to under 40. That's about it.
You're looking for a Mitch Trubisky sighting.
Well, that's what you're hoping for, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well,
but 40, I'm going to call it 51-10.
51-10. 50 burger dropped on you guys?
Yeah.
Wow. You don't have no confidence in your team, huh?
No, I feel like I can see it now.
That's a big beatdown.
I feel like Tua will play okay, and then he's going to get picked off for a touchdown, and then that's all I'm going to hear.
You still have a good defense.
But they're not playing good this year. They're just not playing good.
Baker's back. Who'd you say was back? Raekwon?
Raekwon Davis. Baker missed most of the last game. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to play.
You have some guys coming back.
I don't know if Baker's playing. So Devin McCourty was our starting free safety. He's out for the year. Baker got hurt last game. He's the only linebacker we have that's any good. And he I don't know if he's playing.
51-10. Golly.
Yeah. Xavier has been playing with an injury. He missed a game. He came back last week.
Isn't Byron Jones back?
Byron Jones should be playing, yeah. And then so we'll see. And then Parker's probably not going to play. Fuller's not going to play.
You know what I feel? I feel like the run game is going to be established this game. I don't know why. Something tells me that Singletary is going to go off, and I have him on my fantasy team, and I need to decide.
Oh, you got to play him, yeah, because I feel like the Bills will go up big, and then they'll run the ball more because they'll be up by 35 or something, right? So you figure with enough carries, and when you get that, even if you're a decent run defense,
right,
when you get to that, where it's a slaughter, the other you just give up, and the offense doesn't give up because they want to get there and make their money.
So I'm showing some folks our fantasy league, and so I gotta go back and show them our league here, and
I'm just gonna say
my squad here.
Batman. I'm reading his comment. Baker got fucked up by Zach Moss. That wasn't actually Baker. That was
somebody else.
Elandon Roberts.
Yeah, that was Elandon Roberts. He got his shoulder blown up. All right, so I need to show. I want to show you guys because Kevin
Parker Burns Levi. Levi's not the only corner on the team that can't cover Parker. That's well established.
That is true. So here's the deal. I'm going to show you me and Kevin's team here. So here's my squad. I just made a trade this weekend. Hopefully it salvages my career and this season, right? So I got Josh Allen, I got Gibson, I got Darrell Williams that I picked up, which was a key pickup, and Jalen Waddle's on the squad. I got Smith as well, Devontae Smith. So I went the rookie way. I picked up Tommy Sweeney. I picked up Tommy Sweeney.
There was no one better. Come on.
Well, listen, I picked up Tommy Sweeney.
He'll probably score this week, but yeah.
And I have a feeling that they're going to try to feed him. And if you think we're going to put 51 points up,
who's your tight end? Oh, I don't even know, but I'm just going to guess because you're a homer. You pick Knox,
and Knox is on my sideline right now. Knox is on the sideline. He's out. I got Hilaire on IR right now. He's going to be coming back in the next couple of weeks. And then I've got Devin Singletary on the bench. So I need to make a decision on I can't. There's no way I can I can't put him over Emmanuel Sanders, and I cannot and will not put him over Tony Pollard. So Devin Singletary is going to have to be on the bench. Now, let me show you guys Kevin's team.
I'd play him over Pollard.
Are you nuts? No effing way. Pollard is a guaranteed 11 points for sure. So let me show you my man Kevin's team. Kevin has got a decent team.
Well,
he's 3-4. He's got a 30% chance to win the game that he's playing right now.
No, I'm the other team. I'm Tua because
ready to win.
Yeah,
that's you. So you got Tua. Oh gosh.
So everyone
this will not be good for you.
Well, my quarterback's actually Russell Wilson, but
that's a rough go for you. But Tua has been pretty good fantasy-wise for you. So, but this matchup might not be great.
No,
So
it's not
Tua,
going to be good.
Jonathan Taylor.
I've got a waiver wire transaction waiting in the wings here.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Najee Harris. Look at you with the Cole Beasley pickup. Okay.
Yeah. I had him.
Cole
I drafted
Beasley.
him. I didn't pick him up.
Mike Evans. Now, Mike Evans had a slow year for you. He hasn't been popping
What are
off
you
like
talking
crazy.
about? He just had a huge game last
He
week.
just had. Keyword had.
He's
But
been
previous
playing
to that,
well.
he hasn't been having a great year.
By the way, everyone missed him on their top receivers.
Yes, they
Mike
did.
Evans is a top 10 receiver. He's
For sure. No question about it. You got Mike Gesicki on there. You got Javonte Williams. By the way, why didn't you take the trade I made you? I made you a great offer.
What did you want?
I offered you Gronkowski for Javonte Williams, and you didn't even answer my call.
No.
That would have been perfect. Who's your tight end? Gesicki? Come on. Gronk is going to be a healthy return to his team, and he's going to be putting up 15 to 19 points. But you decided to keep Javonte Williams. Shame on you. You should have made that trade. Yeah. Herbert.
Herbert's played real well since I picked him up.
I noticed that you picked up Mac Jones, sir. Well done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's who I picked up for this week.
Yeah, you picked up Mac Jones.
Yeah, because he was the best that I had that was left of the free agents. Because I was like, well, I'm not starting Tua.
Yeah, so yeah. I had to show you that. And right now,
I like that. My team's not bad. And then
you have a decent team, man.
I got Wilson on the bench because he's hurt, and I got I'm still waiting for the what's his name, Michael Thomas, to come back from the Saints.
Good luck with that. So
this is the second year.
We're pretty much neck and neck, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much neck and neck. I'm 3-3-1. Horrible.
Yeah, you had that tie where, just so everyone knows, Rico's the commissioner. I believe you explained it yourself as it started as a win, and then all of a sudden it was a tie.
It started as a win, and then I lost at the end of it, where it was the game where all of a sudden Andrews went out for 41 points. I was like, what? Andrews went for 41 points? I thought I went to bed like, I got this victory. Then it turns out that I lost by like less than a point. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then there was some kind of technicality, and they brought it back, and it was a tie. I needed that tie, and here we are. How the hell do you tie? You tie. It's just what it is. But Kevin, they want to know how you became a Fins fan.
It's no real good story. I just went to Florida as a kid, and I got my dad bought me a Miami Dolphins jersey, and then my uncle, who played quarterback, he was a Marino fan. So we just kind of that's kind of how it happened. I hate this game though. So John, I agree with the Harris over Watt. Minka was not a bad pick, but he didn't want to play. Oh God, I hate Minka Fitzpatrick. So that arsehole. So Flores wanted to use him as part slot, part free safety, part basically in the exact same way that he uses McCourty in New England. Well, this guy starts whining and crying and bitching about how he doesn't want to play close to the line of scrimmage. He's not built for it, which is the whole hype on him coming out. The whole hype on him coming out is this hybrid. He's a Swiss Army knife. You can get him to do everything. So they're like, okay, we'll get you to do everything. He's like, no, I just want to play free safety. So, and it was like Flores tried to talk him out of it. Greer tried to talk him in the staying. They even had a meeting with the owner. The owner's like, come stay. And he's like, no. And he started being a bitch in practice. So in practice, when they were throwing them the ball, he was just slapping them to the ground. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to catch from the judge. Like he was just acting out like a spoiled child. Yep. They traded him to Pittsburgh. At the beginning of the year, he got all those picks. Then at the end of the year, he didn't do much. And he complained. I swear he complained that he doesn't want to just play free safety in Pittsburgh. He wants to be moved around. I fell out of the chair. I couldn't believe it. Anyways, Christian Wilkins over Simmons hurts because I wanted Simmons. But to be fair, Christian Wilkins has played almost at a Pro Bowl level this year. And Simmons was coming off a massive knee injury. I mean, I could say what's his name? What's your guy's name there? 91 there. Ed Oliver. I'd take Simmons over Ed Oliver. So I could throw that up for you guys too, John. The Austin Jackson was just awful. And two over Herbert.
The Noah Ignig. What is his name?
Igbenogany.
Ignig.
Yeah.
I can't even say this freaking guy. I said it the first time, and
Uh,
I'm done. I'm not saying anymore.
yeah.
It's it's Tua over Herbert that might hurt, but
Yeah,
it might be
for
too
sure.
soon. Might be
Yeah.
too soon for us to tell. But Herbert's looking freaking damn good, man.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah.
He's looking pretty damn good. Good comment, by the way, John DeMarchi. Good comment,
Yeah.
because I needed Kevin to speak on that. You put him on the spot so he can speak on. I don't know if I'm buying his Minka.
Well,
And
we're looking at I guess if it's like from a general manager's perspective, right? Who did they take the right guy? They didn't with Harris, but no
right.
one really expected Watt was going to be that good. Like I liked him, but I didn't think he was going to be like elite like he is. But yeah, Harris is a bum.
I don't listen. I think you're being a little harsh on your team, which you should. I mean, all fans of their team are a little harsh on their team because it's your team. You're gonna scrutinize a lot of fans. A lot of fans, like, they won't. If this show was me saying, but they don't do this and they don't do that, and I shit on the team all day, I will have no viewers because ain't nobody trying to hear all that. But there's a respect when you can actually point out your flaws, and we tend to point out our flaws of our team because it's just it's glaring to us. We want our teams to be freaking undefeated, and when we don't win, you know what I'm saying, we lose our shit, right? We were losing our shit when we won 35-0 against the Dolphins. How can anybody in their right mind lose their shit, right? But then when you really break down the game, you're like, yo, Allen had a fucking garbage game. That's why. And he had a garbage game before against the freaking Steelers, putting up 16 points and overshooting everybody. Now, he's corrected the overshooting to undershooting, and it's driving me insane. But people are like, how could you complain? He's throwing for 350 yards. Don't care. He could be throwing for 400 if he's hitting those guys on the money. But that's just a complaint that I have, right? But people might just say, yo, be quiet. We're winning. But anyway, I digress. I got into a mini rant there. But at the end of the day, I'm excited for this game because it's an early game. I officially don't like Monday Night Football for my Bills to play. I can watch any other game playing Monday Night Football. It's either 1 p.m. or Sunday night.
I like
Maybe some Thursdays.
Yeah. I like the Sunday night. Yeah.
Sunday night, legitimate. Monday night, yo, miss me with that. I'd rather not. We don't do well on Monday nights, so I'd rather just stick to Sunday nights and prime time, like Thursday night games. I'll do that. But other than that, I think that this will be a good bounce back game. I hope that the score prediction that you gave actually happens, because it tells me that these guys are ready to roll. And after the bye week, we're gonna go on a roll, because we don't play very tough teams to begin with. We play. I don't want to disrespect your team, but we play your Dolphins at 1-6. I mean, the stats are the stats. We play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not sleeping on them by any means, nor am I sleeping on the Miami Dolphins, but I'm just going by what I've seen, right? And then we play the Jets soon after. Those are the 3 games that we should be able to come out on top. And then we play the Colts. Most people want to sleep on the Colts, but I think the Colts are actually a much better team than their record is showing right now. And I think they're coming into their own. And so is their quarterback, Carson Wentz. Jonathan Taylor's coming off, and T.Y. Hilton, he's healthy again. That team is coming along right now, so that's gonna be a tough game when we do face them. So it'll be interesting, but it's gonna be a beatdown in Buffalo. You guys are coming to Buffalo. I can't see you guys hanging around too much. Maybe at the beginning of the game, but we should be able to just jack you guys up. And I'm sorry. I want to apologize before the game, and I probably won't reach out to you afterwards, because you'll probably be in your feelings, maybe. But you seem like a very cool cat, and you'd be like, I knew this was going to happen, so I'm fine.
Yeah, it's over. They can't hurt me anymore. It's over. Like nothing.
It's over. My feelings are dead. I'm numb.
Yeah. Oh, now we're 1-7 instead of 1-6.
Right. You're just numb. You're numb. I get it. At
this point, you're just the rest of the next what is it, Friday? So the next 5, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, next 4 days, you're just sitting here waiting to see if Deshaun Watson trade happens. If it doesn't happen, then or even if it does, the whole rest of the year is just evaluating whoever the quarterback of the team is.
Yeah.
And trying to identify, if you want to keep Flores for another year, or Greer, and then identifying, which of these young players that you want to build around.
I have to do this with you, Kev. You've done it with me before, and we gotta get you into it. So I have a segment that I usually find someone on the team that isn't playing up to par, or simply isn't doing anything to stand out, and they've disappeared. Who on your Dolphins has disappeared for you that we need to put them on the milk carton and get out there and say, this person is missing. Find this person and bring him back to us. Who on your team should be on the milk carton?
I'd say probably either Jalen Phillips or Myles Gaskin. Phillips, because he just...
Myles Gaskin?
Yeah, man. Like last year,
he showed up last game.
Last year, he was averaging 100 yards a game, like receiving and rushing. And this year, that was his best game last week.
Last week, yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, he's not great, but like, do something, it's brutal. He's been dropping passes. At one point in this season, his pass protection, it's Pro Football Focus, but whatever. It's his PFF pass block rating was 12.8 out of 100. So,
not great.
It's bad. Like him, and then Phillips. Like I don't know what it is, man. He gets in there, he plays well, he hustles, he tries, he makes like a stupid rookie mistake. It's like he didn't have contain on a run play last game, so better bury him on the bench. Like you're 1-6. Where's Hunter Long? You spent a 3rd round pick on him.
Okay, so now you got more people. Wow.
Played 20
There's only one picture that can go up on there, by the way. One picture.
Man, there's 4 sides of a milk carton.
You put 4 guys. Yo, Kevin is a riot today, bro.
The Mount Rushmore of milk. You know what I mean?
Well, good thing. It's Canadian. It's American because we deal with. I mean, in the NFL, it's all in the States. Because for us, we have it on the bags, where we have bag milk over here. So we would just have to just plaster it on the bag. But Myles Gaskins, Jalen Phillips, and you said one more. Who was the name you just said?
Hunter Long.
Hunter Long. So those are your 3. You were pissed when they dropped it. Wait, weren't you pissed when Hunter Long got brought to your team?
Yeah.
You were mad. I remember that. I do remember that.
Pissed because I wanted an interior offensive lineman.
Right.
Shockingly, our interior offensive linemen are not good. But thankfully, we have 5 tight ends in the roster. And we dress all of them but Hunter Long.
So check this out. John DeMarchi, shout out to my guy John. John says, if a second-year QB 7-6 in his first 13 starts ever with a 65.7% completion percentage, 18 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, would you be encouraged? Because that is Tua.
Yeah. The other thing too is it's really like he's got 13 starts, but one of them is the 7 plays against the Bills. So really it's in 12 games. Plus, I believe he's got 3 or 4 300-yard games and 2 other games where he was over 290. So he's got like 5 or 6 passing games of over 290. Yes, I did. Of over 290 yards in 12 starts. So half of his games have gone for 290 plus. And that, again, that's in his first 12 starts, not in his first 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know. It's, he's not been awful like he's been made out to be.
But what John is trying to say is just give him time and he will be what saves the Dolphins from maybe changing coaches. Maybe it still happens no matter what, but he will be there long term. So he's saying,
someone put it in I saw it earlier. Someone put in a good comp. I've been saying that if Tua has a chance to be a Kirk Cousins, but someone had a good one, and they put Alex Smith.
I saw that. I put that up there. That's respectable, or a Chad Pennington, if you will.
Well, Tua's more mobile. Like they always knock on him because he's not a runner, but he's really good at avoiding sacks.
Sure.
Like
He's
he's very quick. He's got no long speed. Like he's not going to run for much, but like he eludes quite a few people. He
do you believe in
ran over a safety last game. Remember that? Did you
do you
watch that?
believe in matchups
Yeah.
where
So what?
do you believe in matchups where they like Miami doesn't just they just don't match up well with Buffalo. They just don't
Yeah.
match up well no matter what game plan that you guys can put through. It's not going to work out because we just don't match well. Would you agree
Well,
with that? We just overpower you and just certain matchups just don't work out for you and not in your
yeah,
favor.
our
And
team was the Miami defensive scheme and the first couple years of personnel was literally designed to beat like Tom Brady. It's about, being able to try and confuse him with exotic blitzes, having tight man coverage so he can't just find every little hole and gap in the 5-yard zone and nickel and dime his way up the field like he was doing the last few years to the Pats. And now it's Buffalo, which is the opposite. It's a quarterback that wants to break contain of the pocket. It's a quarterback that loves man coverage, and it's a team that's got a bunch of wide receivers. I mean, Howard played Diggs really well last game. And what does it matter? Okay, we'll just go to fucking Emmanuel Sanders over the next guy,
right.
or we'll just go to Beasley or whatever, like so even if I'm not saying it will, but let's just say Howard and Jones take out Sanders and Diggs, right? You still have all these other guys to throw to. So the only way you beat the Bills, the Steelers had the best, like the Steelers defensive plan was the best blueprint for it. It's if you can get consistent rush with just 4 guys,
Yeah.
especially because Cam Hayward was huge in that game,
Okay.
right? If you can get interior consistent rush and drop your other 7 back in his zone and make him work his way up the field, that's your best shot.
Yeah.
Not saying it's going to work all the time, and Pittsburgh's got an elite defense, but that's your best shot. But Miami's built for blitzing and man coverage, and it's literally the worst possible scheme and style to play against Josh Allen.
Touche. And you said something, and that you hit it on the nail because you said Miami built their defense to go after the likes of Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels' offense. I feel, constructed our team to go after the likes of Kansas City Chiefs. And then when we face the Titans, out the window. When a power run comes to us, we just don't do well with it. We just don't. Now, most people are going to say, well, listen here, man. We've bottled up. You're going to be saying Travis Henry. Derrick Henry, last 3 games. Facts. We did. But they were always close games. All like 17-16. For 16-14. We won on a last freaking minute play to Duke Williams. I mean, it's always been close with the Titans, right? And then here we are. So you make a great point. So at one point, we're going to have to adapt and take down the teams that have the power run, right? So like Jacksonville, Robinson is a freaking power runner. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't put a clamp on that shit, it could be closer. You make that comment, but I said the same thing when we faced the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers. People were like, we're going to blow the Pittsburgh Steelers out. I said, guys, slow the F down. I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be much closer than you think. We lost the game.
Steelers is one of the best defenses in the league. And if you remember,
and they run the ball.
Yeah, but I didn't think they were going to be able to do that too well. I just thought they were going to be able to match up well against you guys defensively.
Right.
But because remember last game you guys played them, it was one of the worst first halves Allen's ever played when you played Steelers last year. And then the only good plays he had was he threw like a 5-yard pass, if you remember, to Diggs, and Diggs shook a guy like it was like a big collision, and he just came down the ball and went.
Yeah.
And then so you guys have had historically had some issues with Pittsburgh on defense, but everyone does. They're a top 5 unit. Everyone's not going to play their best against a team like that. But offensively, they can't hang with you guys. So eventually Allen's too good and they're going to score enough points to beat the Steelers, and their offensive line is so poor, like they can't really generate a run. They can't really pass. I like their approach where they like took some one-on-one shots when they did get one-on-one opportunities. They took them, and the and they won. Right, they won those matchups for a couple of times, so that's kind of how they did it. But Miami's got no hope for that.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. It's tough, but you know the Bills, and this is a Bills show, so I need you to defend a player that most people just always have a comment about this player. They always have something to say. You included. I need you to defend this player for me, Kevin. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Jerry Hughes.
You want me to defend
Jerry him? Hughes? He's washed up. Let me give you the comments that people are making. He's washed. He's had 1 sack in the last 10 years. They're just ripping him. You included. I need you to back everybody off of Jerry Hughes. Defend him. Let people know that he is a very good asset to this team, and he's going to be a guy that, you got to put some respect on him on this team. Defend him, please. Fix your face.
I feel like the bald eagle from the Muppets. That's what my mouth looked like there, because I couldn't. I was just. I don't even know what to say. I've been saying Hughes is washed for 3 or 4 years.
I know. I'm putting you on the spot.
I remember I used to come on and I used to always make these little, like, I'd be like, Jerry Hughes is a superhero, man. He's the invisible man. And I'd be like, no one almost makes as many plays as Jerry Hughes.
You're right.
Because that was the best, right? That's where the Bills fans really got into those pass rush win rates.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Football Focus said this. Every time they say anything about Allen, they're like, they're morons. They don't know what they're talking about. 30 seconds later, Pro Football Focus tells Jerry Hughes is elite.
Now, listen, stop beating around the bush. I asked you to defend him.
I can't defend Jerry Hughes.
I need you to defend him.
What's he making this year? Is he still on like $12 million or something?
You know what? While you defend him, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, look it up. I
will, but I need you to defend him. Defend him, please, because there are people that just don't feel Jerry Hughes deserves a spot on this team.
Man,
actually,
okay, so if you need a defensive end that's going to scream around the edge,
here we go,
not get home, but force the quarterback to take one step up into the pocket before he throws, thus earning another pass rush win and possibly a pressure, Jerry Hughes is your man. You know what I mean? If you want, like, it's just, and even in like a couple of years ago, same thing. Dude's had like one real good season in his career. I think he's got like one, or he's got 2 or 3, but he hasn't. Look at his numbers over the last like half decade.
Yo, you got everybody laughing,
man. Like, I'm telling you, like, no, that was my thing. Remember, he's always so close. He's so close to making a play. I saw his number.
Listen, PFF ranks Hughes as our best pass rusher this season.
Ridiculous. Yeah, again, because that's how they judge it, right? So PFF, like, for all their flaws, like some of the things they do, so they look at each individual play and they look at him. Did he bend the arc? Did he get to his spot? Yes, he wins. Did he actually produce anything? Well, no, but and hasn't done it for at least half a decade. When was the last time he had more than 6.5 sacks? And I know, well, sacks aren't everything. Well, it'd be one thing if he had a down year, right? It'd be one thing if he was like really producing, and then one year he had like 4 sacks, but he was like off the charts in other areas. Then you could say, okay. But when it's like 6 years of only PFF championing this guy's cause, like, it's unbelievable.
Well, listen, PFF has him graded at 83.4 pass rush grade. Is the second highest of his career through 7 weeks of the season. Put some respect on Jerry's name.
What did
defend him?
Is it on what, 7 attempts? I don't understand. There's 0, like, my stance on Hughes, right? So, but in all seriousness,
does he need to go on the card? Does he need to go on the card?
Yeah,
milk carton?
Yeah, and you can't cut this out.
I won't cut it out. Say it.
Yeah, he does that. He likes to cut it out. Where I'm like, well, in all seriousness, he's useful, but. He's okay. Fuck, I don't know. I'd rather have Addison. If you're gonna put, I mean, there's no point cutting him now, right? Might as well let him finish off the season, and he can teach, some of the tricks to the young guys and help pave their way. Just don't let him teach too much, because you want these guys to actually get to the quarterback.
Wow.
Not just
defend him, not trash him.
Not just make him feel a bit of wind. You know what I mean? Like, man. Anyway, so keep him for that, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully these guys will be like Jerry Hughes, but then actually get to the QB.
So Jerry Hughes is making 9.4 million.
Yeah, he's like 10 million almost a year.
Yeah. He's got a cap hit of $9.4 million.
And he's got like 10 sacks in his last 3 years combined or something like that.
So do you think it's his last year with the team?
It should have been his last year. But you couldn't because you didn't know how good Rousseau and Basham and that were going to be. I get it. And, it was a real, is Rousseau going to come out of the gates high? He's not as pro ready as Basham, turned out he is, but I get it. And I'm a Miami fan, so I love Greg Rousseau coming out. Right.
All right.
And okay. Well, locker room tenacity. Okay. I did forget that. Wait, isn't he the same guy that was picking fights with people on social media during the year when he's wearing that weird cowboy hat?
I mean, listen, some people get to people certain ways. You can't, it's just one of those things.
Hang on. Hey,
cautious, lay off Hughes, man. Sacks are not substitute for speed and locker room tenacity, okay?
Yeah, Richard, I want highlight Richards because
where's Richard?
Judge right underneath.
Richard Forbes, here we go.
This the judge.
Sacks aren't everything. Nobody sacks the QB anymore. You know that. And if they do, it's a freaking flag.
I've been hearing this for like half a decade. Like, I like Richard, but as a joke, I was like, is that Judge in disguise? Because remember, he's like, well, our defense isn't designed to get to the quarterback. I don't know.
Who the hell said that?
That was the Judge. Remember, he was like, we're not supposed to get sacks. I'm like, everyone's supposed to get sacks. And again, if a guy has a fluky year and he gets like a bunch of sacks, it doesn't mean he's a great player. Like, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. The guy for he had one really good year for the Rams a couple of years ago, and he's the old Jaguars. You guys need to help me out. The old Jaguars first round pick. He was a bust. Anyways, he had a really good year with the Rams. I get it, but oh my god,
messed up. Okay, go on.
But we're talking over half a decade. This isn't a down year or a year where people got away from the grasp, where you're so close. This is like 6 years of non-productivity.
Listen, I have to defend him, not trash him. All right. We're going to get off of that now. You were supposed
every year Cameron Wake was getting 10 sacks, and the judge is telling me, no one gets sacks anymore.
Cameron, you miss Cameron, don't you?
Oh, my God. Cameron Wake's
one of
my 5 favorite players of all time.
I hear you, man.
TJ Fowler. Yeah, not TJ, but Fowler. Dante Fowler. Yes, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah. So, I get it. Go ahead.
I need you to defend this statement. All right. I had one earlier, but you went on a rant, and I was like, okay, I have to not change the statement that I want you to defend. So, and it had to do with your Miami Dolphins. Defend the statement. If Miami trades for Deshaun Watson, they can push for a playoff spot this year.
No. What? You want me to defend that statement or tell you if it's even remotely possible?
Could it be possible? Yeah.
So if Miami trades for Deshaun Watson and he starts immediately with no knowledge,
no repercussions,
no knowledge of nothing, he's just met his teammates, and they win every single game the rest of the year, that's how they would make the playoffs, because they're going to get crushed tonight, right? Or Sunday. You guys are going to crush them. So they're going to be 1-7. So realistically, you have to win at least 10 games. So they have to win every single game. So there's no chance.
The seventh team right now is the Browns.
Yeah.
You'd have to do some impossible things.
Yeah. I was totally thinking of Judge as I said that. Yeah, that's Judge's line, eh? No one gets any sacks. Well, I
find that puzzling.
You had a defensive tackle, Darius, that got 10 sacks. You had Kyle Williams, a defensive tackle, get 10 sacks. You had Lorenzo Alexander on the team with Jerry Hughes get 11 and a half sacks one year. So someone's getting sacks, you know? Gary Williams had like 13 or 15 or something. Man. But
so,
anyways.
Let me scroll. I'm scrolling through my Instagram because we have the content king, my man Bobby, had a had a little content that he put out that's caused a little bit of controversy, if you will. And because the trade deadline is coming up shortly,
Yes,
um,
Tuesday.
we wanted to find out who would be a good trade candidate. Who would you say would be a good trade candidate for the Bills right now? Like you say, trade this guy right now. This is where you're
Like,
going to get the most
are you gonna
value.
pick
And it's
up or
probably a
trade
tough
away?
question for you to answer because you don't know the roster well, but you do. So, who would you trade? Who would you say would be an asset that you could trade?
You want to trade them away
Trade them away,
for what, picks or something?
whatever.
So guys you want to get rid of.
Or maybe a team is looking for something and they find there's something on our team that is worth trading. I mean, we already
Oh,
traded a defensive lineman
yeah.
and
So
Bam
Cole
Johnson.
Beasley comes to mind.
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley comes to mind.
Very interesting. Can you speak on that?
So what I would do is Beasley's obviously had a kind of a rougher year. He seems to be getting phased out a little bit. Would have some value, especially to like a team like the Packers. He would be really good there, I think. It would allow you to get, kind of Sanders can play the slot, and it lets you get
Gabriel
Davis on the field, right? You want to see what you got in Davis because and I'm not saying you should do this. This is just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Beasley is older. Emmanuel Sanders is older, right? Mm-hmm. Let's see what you got in Davis. So if these guys leave or if they retire or whatever happens, let's see what we got. You got Marquez Stevenson's going to be coming back. Be nice to get him a couple looks outside, see if he can be kind of a John Brown type threat, that would be a guy that I would look to move. If I was maybe making a move, I don't know well enough to know if Darrell Williams is playing well at guard.
He's playing decent at guard.
Is he playing decent? Then leave him. Then leave him because you want to keep your line intact for your run kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But eventually he would be a good, like in the offseason, maybe a candidate if you think Spencer Brown is your long-term solution at right tackle. You want to pay that offensive tackle money for a guard. Unless they're like elite, right? I'm just kind of going through your positions. I would say
let me give you a hint.
On defense,
Cody Ford, Mario Addison.
Who wants Corey Ford? Mario Addison, maybe because at least he's I know no one gets sacks anymore, but Mario Addison did until he came here. Mm-hmm. He had 2 seasons in a row of like 9 sacks just recently, right? Maybe he's a trade candidate. I don't know what you're going to get for him.
Yeah.
So my thing is that a guy like Beasley, you might get something worthwhile in the offseason. Maybe some team like Green Bay maybe gives you, I'm just throwing that name out there, right? Maybe he gets, we throw him out and you get like a second or third.
That's fast, Matt.
Yeah. Whereas if you trade, if you're going to trade like a Cody Ford, really, what are you getting for him? A conditional 6th? Why not just hold on to him and get rid of him in the offseason?
I hear you.
Right? The Bills roster stacked. Is a 6th-round pick going to make your team anyways? You
know what though? Honestly, of all trade scenarios, I think that's the first person. You're the first person that's mentioned Cole Beasley.
It's not the same, right? The fans in him aren't. He's
and that
turned some people off this year. Not to get I don't care one way. No, I should say I don't care, but I don't want to get into one way or another. But he has turned some of the fans, and he's publicly said like, "Oh, guys are booing me and stuff." Like he seems to be fighting, and he's not as involved. And with 2 guys that old, him and Sanders, they're progress stoppers in a sense in finding out what you got with the youth on your team. I mean, you got Diggs, so he's going to command that double, so you're going to be okay either way. But why not just see what you got with some of these younger guys and kind of remove the only. The Bills have like this perfect culture, and that's like the only kind of blip on the screen.
Wow, that I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, it opens up for the young guys, Stevenson, and I have people hit me in my DM saying, "Hey, Stevenson should be healthy and coming off of IR soon. What are we doing with Stevenson?" So if we were to move Cole Beasley. Not that I'm saying it was a great idea, but that would be the one.
You should.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
would be the one candidate that would make sense for someone on a team, and we'd probably get some good value back.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's easy to say like, oh, Cody Ford, but you need to have someone that wants him.
For sure.
And then what are you going to get for him? Right.
Yeah.
Whereas Beasley's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that you have capable replacements behind him. You've got some intriguing youth. I mean, it doesn't have to be Beasley. It could be Sanders if you wanted, but personally, Sanders seems to be playing really well this year.
Listen, man.
And
great asset.
And he loves it in Buffalo, right? Like he's in love with your town, in love with the squad. Yeah,
for sure.
So I don't know. If off the cuff, that's the first one I thought of.
I like that. Last segment of the show, sir. And this is you get to choose what you want to say after once I bring this up. I always give an opportunity to my guests to get something off their chest, whether it's something about their team, whether it's something that they've been hearing that it just pisses them off. This is a way for you to get something off your chest, Kevin. This segment is called Say It With Your Chest. And I'm going to give you an opportunity, sir, to just get something off your chest that you need to get off your chest. Whether it's, guys, get off my guy, Tua. He's great. And you have a moment. Or you can defend something. Or you can say, you know what pisses me off? Let him have it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a segment called Say It With Your Chest with my guy, Kevin Girard. Stay tuned because he's about to let it rip. Say it with your chest. 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 Say it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Girard, say it with your chest.
Man, Deshaun Watson aside, take him out of it. What Miami has done with Tua it's abysmal. It's terrible. It's whether you believed in him or not, you invested that pick in him. You invested the fifth overall pick in him. And all they've done is continually undermine him. This is a guy that came off of a career-threatening hip injury. We didn't know if he was going to play. And then he made this kind of miraculous comeback to throw before the draft, and they drafted him, and everyone thought there was going to be a redshirt season. Wasn't going to play. Nope. They throw him in. As soon as he gets back, no training camp, no preseason, getting second-team reps, and they just, okay, we're going to throw you in with, here you go, take over. And then when things went bad, they pulled him twice. So you've undermined his confidence then. At the time, I kind of defended it because I understood that the team was trying to win, But still, man, then they go into the offseason, and immediately in February, these Deshaun Watson trades started happening, or rumors, I should say. And how stupid are you? Like, there's probably 5 or 6 teams involved in these trade talks. And no one's on the news except Miami. Now you got a quarterback in the entire offseason that knows you're trying to replace him. You put a offensive line in front of him that is filled with one bum and 4 guys that have less than 16 starts, that has a first-year offensive coordinator. You have some sort of weird duo offensive coordinator bullshit system that's clearly not working. And into the season, the guy gets crushed, he gets hurt, he comes back, he plays with broken ribs, and all he gets asked about is Deshaun Watson. The guy throws for 300 yards and has 4 touchdowns, and he gets to the podium after probably the best game of his 12-start career, and it's Deshaun Watson. Regardless of whether he was going to be a superstar or not, Miami has done everything conceivable to make sure that he was a failure. Everything that the Bills did for Josh Allen, Miami took notes and did the opposite. Josh Allen is a fantastic elite quarterback. He's probably right now the best or second best quarterback in the NFL. But it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have the support system, if you don't have the team doesn't have your back, if they don't build around you, if they don't have like veteran coordinators and guys that are with him for years, right? Dable's been there since the beginning, I think, but he's been there for quite a bit now. You got consistency all around him. what did Miami do? It was turnover everywhere. It was bringing in, the only thing they really did was draft Jalen Waddle because he had, some sort of connection. So what really pisses me off is either make the trade for Watson, because if you don't make this trade, then you just fucked up the whole last year. You just undermined any chance you had of Tua being good. So it's go for broke. It's go get the booty predator, or you got nothing again. You might as well trade Tua away to the Saints or whoever will take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, say it with your chest. Kevin is this is what I wanted from Kevin. I wanted him to give us the raw emotion. No, we're gonna get beat down. He didn't give us that. He's like, yo, listen, either you ride for the quarterback and give him what he needs to succeed and get these fans behind this, or freaking figure it out. Because right now Miami's fucking with the flow.
Does anyone think that
the success of this team?
Does anyone rational think that Josh Allen would be the Josh Allen we know today if he had been drafted by Adam Gase and the Jets? Not taking anything away from him. Right. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. But honestly, and again, I'm not comparing him to Tua. He's much more physically talented. But again, if you put any seed in bad soil, they're not going to grow. And maybe some flowers can grow taller than others. But regardless, he's not going to maximize what he gets with the quality of the soil they're planted in.
Listen, Kevin is this is what I want that right motion. By the way, we got a Dolphins fan in the building by the name of David Hall. David, welcome to the Buffalo Fanatics. Looks like I'll just have to subscribe then, Ron. Well, listen, subscribe and smash that like, my man. And Kevin is a friend of the show, and he's always on. Anytime it's Dolphins week, I definitely will have him on, and he's with us during draft shows as well. So, Ron, you've made a very good decision on joining. I noticed a comment you made earlier. You mentioned that you want us to blow you out, so it actually pushes Girard and Flores out the door sooner. Very interesting. Yeah. Kevin, how do you feel about that comment that he made?
So I don't think Miami's going to get Deshaun Watson. I don't think they're going to trade for him. I think there's too much uncertainty with the legal matters. And I think that Ross is kind of, trepidatious because of the bad PR.
Yeah.
When the Bills destroy the Dolphins this Sunday, and Ross is embarrassed again, that might be the only thing that gives him the signal to, okay, let's do it.
Or
if you guys want Tua, play a close game. Right? If you think Tua is really bad, play a close game. And I don't think that trade goes through. If you guys win 60-10, like someone's put, and Tua throws 4 picks, oof. All of a sudden, they might pick up the phone and try a little harder. So I don't know.
I mean, listen, the point of this whole thing is to win a championship. That's the point of this NFL, right? So if you sitting on your hands as a GM and you're not trying everything you can to try to win, you know what I'm saying? F the PR and F the people that are saying, you can't put them on your team. We're not going to watch you anymore. If you're trying to win a damn championship, you make the move, right? And do Tua a favor. He's still young in his career. Send him somewhere that they can build around this dude.
Well, it's kind of funny too. You see who's on the team, eh? So Greg Mance is on the team. He used to play for the Texans. Our coordinator, Godsey, used to be our offensive coordinator for the Texans. Will Fuller used to be on the Texans. You know who he just signed? Buffalo Bills hero Duke Johnson from the Texans win there in the playoffs. So they just signed him this week. It's kind of weird, man. There's a lot of links here, but I don't know. I don't think it happens, but I think that they basically will have just wasted a year shattering a young quarterback's confidence, not get the guy they wanted, and it's rough.
This is why I feel bad for Tua. By the way, I got to read up my man Shell Holloman's comment. He says, "Yo, this is way better than watching ESPN, man. I still watch the old podcast from a couple years ago. Good shit, Rico. And shout out to Kev too. He knows his shit. He is dope. This is dope. I appreciate it, Shell. That's love, man. I really appreciate it. This is the one thing that I do have a problem with teams that and I didn't want to say anything, but Duke Williams is who you're talking about. I think you guys got Duke Johnson. I think
no. I was joking because
okay. I'm like
when you guys played the Texans in the playoffs against Watson. Remember, it was Duke Johnson that caught that.
Williams.
No, Duke Johnson caught for the Texans, caught that 4th down pass.
No, that was Tywan Jones
for the Texans.
It was Tywan Jones
I thought it was Duke Johnson that caught like a really crazy, that made a huge play for the Texans.
Was it Duke Johnson? I
think it was Duke Johnson. Remember the 4th down?
Hey, you got me all messed up now.
4th and 17 or something like that.
I think it was Taiwan, but I can.
It could be. Well, Taiwan used to play for the.
That's right. Yeah, he's been back and forth.
Yeah, he used to play. Yeah.
But this is what
I thought it was Duke Johnson. Sorry.
They mess up these quarterbacks, man. Like Josh Rosen is a prime example. I swear, if Josh Rosen went to a team that supported him and put him, I think he probably would have been good. I think, right? And you have a guy like Josh Allen that goes to a team where they support him, they put everything around him. You know what I mean? They galvanize around this guy and they make him successful. Do the same thing with Tua, for crying out loud. But
look at
they did. Parker, Waddle, freaking Gesicki, they missed out on taking a running back. Had they grabbed the running back, maybe it shows that you're trying to help this dude. So maybe next year might be, you know what I'm saying? A
lot of Miami fans are saying, why get Watson? The team's not close to winning anything. Why get him? And I'm
Watson,
like, well, if I'm going to be a bad team, I'd rather be a bad team with an elite quarterback than a bad team without the elite quarterback.
Look what Watson did just last year. He threw for almost 5,000 yards with, I don't even know who the hell was on his team. He had David Johnson as running back. Like, who else did he have?
The Brandon Cooks. Remember, he came up earlier.
He
had Will Fuller. Will Fuller had a really good year last year. Will Fuller had like 900 yards in like 12 games or something like that. And then he got suspended for steroids. It was the only year he didn't get hurt. I'm sure it's coincidental.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, at the end of the day, man, I don't hate the Dolphins. I don't hate the Dolphins. I mean, I don't wish them success, but I would like them to be competitive. You feel me? But I just know that we just own the Dolphins, and it's just a nice feeling to know that we just own you guys and we can do what we want with you guys. But I do root for you guys to beat the Jets for sure. And I do root for you guys to beat the New England Patriots because I just hate them that much. But other than that, good luck this season, buddy. It just won't be against the Buffalo Bills this weekend. I hope that they score 50 points on you guys because it goes to my point to just have no mercy. Let Flores have it. Let that whole organization have it in Buffalo and trash them and send them packing. That's what I would love. Don't take any pity on these guys because we need to build as much as possible for us to just start stacking these wins for us to go to the playoffs. And I don't know what direction your team is going in.
We played you after you lost to the Steelers, and everyone's like, it's not going to go well. And then we play you coming off a bye where you lost to the Titans. It's like, it's why couldn't we have caught you after you beat the Texans?
Right? It's the way things happen, man. But listen, man. Kev, I keep asking you this all the time, man. When are you gonna start your own little YouTube channel for the Finns?
I don't know, man.
You know what though? You know what I will do though? I'm going to put you in contact with TD Finns though, real talk, because I think that it'd be dope for him to have you on the show, man, for real, because he's got a big following, and Dolphins fans, they need someone like you. You know what I'm saying? A vet in the game that knows the NFL, that knows his team, that knows around the league. Tell right now, man,
I'm not positive enough. So the Bills fans tolerate me because I come on and I shit on Miami and I give a prediction of 51-10. They're like, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm always like, Miami stinks. They're like, he's true. He's right.
Keep it real.
And then, he's good. Knows his stuff. And then, but if I go onto the Miami podcast, And
They're
I'm
gonna
like,
who's this guy?
and they're like, this is our week. We're playing the Bills. It's a rivalry. We're gonna do it. And I'm like, yeah, 51-10. They're gonna be
like,
guys,
just want
they're gonna be like, this guy doesn't know shit. And it's like,
Yo,
and then we'll lose 51-13, and they'll be like, see, we got 13 points, prick.
I know it because I've known you for years now. You know your shit up and down, and you can battle with the rest of them. You can sit there and actually go head to head with people and debate. This is what I love about you, and your stupid smirk on your face is you. It's perfect. The smirk is everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm gonna put you in contact with the people that you need to be, and I'm telling you, man, you'll be asked to come on a lot of shows. Real talk. But anyway, that being said, folks, that is our time. Every time I come with Kev, man, we go for more than an hour, 100% every time. So, Kev, enjoy your Saturday. Your Sunday won't be as enjoyable, but I don't care.
At least it'll be over. It'll be,
we'll try
like I tell my girlfriend, at least it'll be over quick.
At least it'll be over quick, babe. Just
don't worry, you won't feel a thing.
Yeah. You won't feel things. Give me a couple minutes and we're good. So, folks, that is our time, man. So, I appreciate Girard coming on. If you guys aren't familiar with Kevin, he is also on Twitter. Pretty active, actually. I love the fact that you're a lot more active than you used to be, which I do enjoy thoroughly. And I see you going back and forth with some beat reporters and stuff like that. You love to go back and forth with Omar, the Miami Dolphins beat reporter. But anyway, I think what's his name?
Omar Kelly.
Yeah. Omar Kelly. Yeah. So I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you guys to follow my guy, Kev Girard. And we do this every single time. And I'm going to look him up on my Twitter so I can make sure that I'm going to send you guys the right.
I got it on the bottom of my thing.
It's not showing. So I got to actually show it.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can show that. Bum.
I see the Renaissance man in the comments.
What's he saying?
I just like that guy. I think I follow him on Twitter.
The Renaissance man, is he here? Oh yeah, he's right there, my man.
Yeah. I think I follow him. I know I got Richard, but you
guys need to give my man a follow. I'm gonna actually put his information on the screen here because I always get it wrong. So I'm gonna make sure I get it. And Kevin, he's not a flashy guy. He is not a flashy guy by any stretch.
Very dull. Yeah.
He keeps it real, keeps it thorough. You know what I'm saying? And his favorite number is 13. I don't know why.
Wow.
But
phone number, yeah. Well, I won't. Yeah, I don't want all the crazy calls from my adoring fans. But yeah, the phone number ends 1399.
That's what it is. All right. Well, listen,
Taylor Dan Marino.
Danny Marino. There's actually a pretty crazy stat. If Josh Allen throws for 4 touchdown passes this weekend, he will be amongst the 4 quarterbacks that have had, I think, over 109 touchdown passes in less than 50 games. Dan Marino's part of that. I think Deshaun Watson was one, I think.
Dan Marino threw 48 and 16.
That's insane, first of all. In the day.
Era. In that era. That's like 60 touchdowns. Do you know when he threw 48 touchdowns, the previous record was 35?
That's insane. By who?
Fran Tarkenton, I think. Or no, maybe. I can't remember, but it was 35. And he beat it by 13 touchdowns. And no one touched it ever until they changed the rules.
It's craziness.
The year they changed the rules, the same year, coincidentally, that's when Peyton Manning broke it. Brady, I don't think had ever thrown more than 28 touchdowns.
In
a year until they broke.
Was legit. Oh, 30
until they changed the rules. Then a couple of years later, he threw 50. Yeah.
Craziness. So here's the deal, folks. We are out of here. And enjoy the rest of the night. Kevin Girard. Did I spell that right? I think I got it right. Yeah. Kevin Girard 13. Follow my guy. Honestly, follow him. Listen, you want to banter about football, Miami, Bills. He's even a Lakers fan, which this is why it makes me like him even more. And our Lakers right now are kind of in disarray. Did you see?
Yeah,
I gotta talk about
Davis and Howard. Yeah.
What's that?
Davis and Howard.
No, forget about Davis and Howard. Did you see Russell Westbrook had a triple-double with, let me give you a quad-double. He had 10 turnovers. Golly, stop with the turnovers, man.
Yeah, Manny wants to know why. I said Manny the score would be 51-10.
Yeah, he's 51-10, man. Kevin has absolute no confidence in his team. But I bet you if they pull off a stunt and win, we will not hear the end of Kevin. It's going to be the Tua show. Tua. Anyway.
Yeah, Miami's got a good chance at winning if the Bills bus breaks down.
Yeah, for a bus breakdown.
Yeah, they don't make it to the game, yeah.
For sure. Anyway, folks, you guys have a great freaking evening. I'm going to get out of here. It is 10, almost 11 o'clock for me here. Kevin, the night is still young for you. Are you going out tonight? You going to hang out?
So first off, you're wrong. It's almost midnight for you because you're an hour ahead.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm looking. I have my laptop.
Yeah.
My Eastern laptop.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's almost midnight. Yeah. For me, it's 11. I got to be at work for 5:30 in the morning tomorrow. Oh. So I got to get up at 4:30. Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Someone's off, and I have to cover for him.
And Kevin said, "Yes, I sure will. I'll see you there, bright and early. Anyone want coffee? Huh? Espresso?
No one there when I get there. I'm opening up the building."
Oh boy, how about that? Well, listen, man. You guys have yourself a great evening. Enjoy your weekend. Kevin is not. Oh man, that's a horrible weekend for you, man. You work tomorrow, and then you're gonna get a beat down on Sunday. You might as well just wipe this weekend clean, bro. It's not a good one for you, man. But love you nonetheless, man. And we will see you guys soon. So, folks, until next time, it is your boy Rico and your boy Kev.
And we're gone.
Oh, that's my guy Kev, ladies and gentlemen. And we are gone. Enjoy the weekend. Do what you guys do. Be good to one another. And guess what? We're out of here. Let's go.